Welcome back. What a tremendous day it's been so far. You seldom see civil servants sweating, but I am. So, we have had these workshops, the themed discussions on smart flexible energy systems, cybersecurity, energy data, and customers' new energy business models, Ahvenanmaa pilot, and Finland energy testbed. Now we're going to hear from each of these groups reporting how they discussed and where they ended in their discussion, and hopefully we'll see some great ideas popping up from today's work. So let's hear first from Smart Flexible Energy Systems. Who's going to report that? There you go.
Thank you very much. I would like to invite to the stage Maria, Jan, and Markku. Hope you are here. Very good. But when you come over, we had a big team, so we split into two different rooms, and I was trying to listen to these, let's say, 6-7 teams overall, and see what kind of innovations there are. So let me present a few of them already now, and then give the stage to the others. So to start with, we had ideas on, I have to cheat, so electricity and energy storages, and integration of these different storages together, especially also to the consumer level. So really distributed storages. And then to fulfill the requirements of the flexible demand, trading systems for these as well. Then on the consumer side, we also need, for example, smart metering data analytics, and then tools for the consumers to get the new technologies into use, taking them into use, and then also to monitor them operationally. So I bought this kind of a system. Do I get now any benefits of it? So how much of electricity I'm saving or able to trade to the system and so forth. And then also consumer automation for flexible energy consumption. So creating some rules, for example, that based on these rules, I can use my windmill, or I can sell my windmill energy to the grid and so forth. So as a consumer, I can't tune these different systems constantly, but I really need to be able to automate this, and it needs to work without constant operation from my side. And then for the rest, I'll give the word first to Maria.
Hello, my name is Maria Kalli from Vexve. We're a Finnish manufacturer of district heating valves. And that was one of the reasons that my group brought up district heating. And let me talk about district energy, because then I cover both district heating and cooling. In this kind of sessions, quite often the discussion is around electricity, but actually 45% of energy in European level is going for heating, and that's why we consider that's an important subject to bring up. Having worked last 8 years in the European heat customers, I can tell that at Finland we have a huge knowledge in district energy, both system-wise but also component-wise. At the moment, all of us, we are a little bit going like a lonely riders, representing our own solutions, and we are not as clever as some other countries in Europe, bringing the complete system knowledge and exporting that. Definitely there are some things to improve also in Finland when it comes to district energy, but definitely we are one of the key players with the highest technologies and going with that for the export markets. That's number one. On our challenge number 2, I a little bit jump out of my comfort zone, so jumping to electricity. And regarding that, well, we were thinking that the main subject is storage of electricity. And that we could be providing into 2 main subjects, which is basically a stabilization And that's when I talk about in short-term stabilization of network, but then also kysyntäjousto. Then I need your help. Demand response, and how that is related to long-term stabilization of network.
Okay, and over to team 2. We were talking about how to make the energy ecosystem work in a flexible way in taking into account all of the different resources that are available on residential level, on industrial level, on vehicle level. And here in Finland, we have a very, very good chance of doing that in conjunction with a working market system, which is not necessarily available elsewhere. So this is why looking at this in the Finnish context has global meaning and has scalability across borders. So how to work with different kinds of trading structures that bring access to these kinds of resources in conjunction with the metered and balance settled market model that we have underneath, that right now doesn't really cater for this kind of multi-level structure. So the middle layer of connecting the resources with the wholesale structures is kind of ambivalent at this stage, and finding out those and scaling them in international levels is quite a good subject. The other thing that we were talking about is in conjunction with the distributed district energy subject, i.e. talking about heat storage. We often talk about it in a centralized way, but heat storage as a distributed resource is something that should be taken into account, and it actually plays into the multimodal market structure of different kinds of resources, because it is a mode of storage that can be used in conjunction with the different other markets. So distributed heat storage as part of an energy ecosystem is also one of the topics.
Okay, let's continue with the third one. And I was elected to do this because I know least of this area. Maybe I can simplify that enough. Starting with, actually we had 3 ideas within this one, and this is combined into one. So kind of a demand response with the flexibility of the energy sources extended all the way to the consumers. That was number 1. So what can be stored, how it can be stored, and how it can be managed. That was number 1. Number 2 there in this, within this area is that how do we use the big data capabilities, how do we analyze this one, and how are we able to communicate between the systems that it will be possible to manage such a system. And then number 3 here is that there will be bigger and smaller players who need to know, who need to be involved in this one, and it's not simple to put together even a consortium ecosystem here. Put together system that companies, bigger and smaller companies, are able to pull together towards one direction and get benefits out of this one. So this is the theme number 3.
Okay. Excellent reporting. How about a big hand to this working group?